The Prime Minister scolds a woman for using words not approved by the Liberal Party of Canada, while Liberal Party staffers troll LinkedIn for the ladies. Is this how feminism works? I don't think we can hug it out this time. Miriam Denis was looking for work in May 2016 when a staffer of Liberal Minister Bardish Chagger approached her on LinkedIn and then again on Facebook. Denis said she sent the staffer, a man named Vahid Vaida, her resume to his government email address, and then the two met for breakfast at a restaurant to discuss the position. She said during this first meeting, Vaida placed his hand on her thigh and advised her that she should turn her bikini photos on her Facebook account to a private setting, and he complimented her on her body. So he had rooted through her Facebook like a truffle pig. It's strange, but yeah, it happens. Then a couple of months later, after hearing nothing back from the Liberal Party, they met again for coffee, ostensibly to discuss the position she was applying for. The conversation took a turn for the personal when Vaida discussed his sex life, but she brushed it off. Denis reported that she had subsequent telephone interviews, including one with Claude-Eric from the Prime Minister's office. Denis didn't get the job, and she also then reported the interactions with Vaida to Chagger's office, who said Vaida was never authorized to screen for any sort of employment. Okay, that's weird and very inappropriate for sure. Then nearly a year later, Claude-Eric reached out to her on Facebook. He said that although he doesn't normally do these sorts of things, she was just so pretty that he couldn't resist and he couldn't control himself. And then Gagne asked her where she lived. She told him, but then she stopped replying to him, which was a pretty smart move if you ask me. Gagne has subsequently been turfed from the Prime Minister's office for sexual harassment allegations. Now, we don't know if those are related to this incident or not. And Vaida, well, he's gone from Chagger's office too. Now, when Denis spoke out on Facebook about the whole mess, someone named Brett Thalman from the Prime Minister's office reached out to her for more details. Now, this is weird because the Prime Minister has repeatedly stated that an independent investigation into misconduct was being conducted by a law firm, not his own HR department. Now, let's go back to the Liberal LinkedIn troll Vaida. You know, he doesn't deny the story at all. He just says that he did touch the woman's shoulder or leg, but it maybe wasn't in a sexual manner. He could be just a touchy, open guy. And really, this touchy-grabby act with women is one the Prime Minister himself uses all the time. I think it's wildly inappropriate no matter who does it. Vaida, though, could just be reflecting the culture of oversharing and over-touching the Prime Minister is growing in the Liberal Party of Canada. Unfortunately, Vaida just doesn't have the profile and Liberal pedigree to use it with any real success. The Prime Minister touches any woman, or any man for that matter, who gets near him. The pictures of the Prime Minister engaged in long and overly intimate embraces and weird eye gazes with strangers, people he knows, work colleagues, spouses, world leaders, royalty, they're endless. And I don't think it's very feminist for the Prime Minister to use this huggy weirdness to disarm women who are trying to make an emotional criticism of him. Remember the woman who confronted Justin Trudeau over the cost of her electricity bill? Just watch.
Entirely agree.
Be making money to provide for rebates for people to buy $150,000 electric cars when most of us can't even afford a $20,000 car.
The Prime Minister hugged her to shut her up. It sort of worked. The media stories were of Trudeau's empathy for her, not the energy poverty Liberal policies have plunged that poor woman into. And when the Prime Minister finally encountered a woman that he couldn't shut down with a warm embrace and a weird gaze into her eyes, he did something the left likes to call mansplaining. Just watch this grotesque dismissal of this woman at a recent town hall. Here.
So that's why we came here today to ask you to also look into the policies that religious charitable organizations have in our legislation so that it can also be changed, because maternal love is the love that's going to change the future of mankind. So we'd like you to look into
we
that.
like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind.
That was so ridiculous. I actually thought it was dubbed or edited, but it wasn't. People kind, sure. You know who didn't get a weird hug from the Prime Minister, though? Corporal Brock Blazchuk. Just watch.
Nobody forced me to join the military. I was prepared to be killed in action. What I wasn't prepared for, Mr. Prime Minister, is Canada turning its back on me. So which veteran was it that you were talking about?
Thank you for having the courage to stand here, and thank you for listening to my answer. On a couple of elements you brought up. First of all, why are we still fighting against certain veterans groups in court? Because they are asking for more than we are able to give right now.
Okay, that was a very rare, smart move by the Prime Minister, not getting handsy with that fella there. Let me just say, though, that there is so much of this Me Too and Time's Up stuff that is a complete and utter witch hunt, mixed in with real allegations of actual harassment, sleazy behavior, and horrible sexual assault are the awkward interactions between men and women that make up humanity's often strange and difficult heterosexual mating dance, rife with heartbreaking rejection, strange pickup lines, and uncomfortable endings to dates. And we do victims a real disservice when we conflate the two. And I'm not conflating the two, but the Liberals often are. They are the people of microaggressions who constantly lecture us on words that may or may not be sexist and racist, despite these words being part of polite parlance since, well, forever. The left started this witch hunt. They picked up the torches and the pitchforks first, sometimes rightly, sometimes wrongly. But the left kept lowering the bar of what constitutes harassment and assault. Now the Liberals get to take their turn at being the Frankenstein monster that everybody wants to run out of town, and they can use their own pitchforks and torches to do it. And maybe, just maybe, if they get a taste of how ridiculous their own rules are, they might just pump the brakes and change them a little bit. Of course, that last part is complete wishful thinking on my behalf. We learned through this latest allegation about Vahid Vida that the Prime Minister's office literally has a special investigations unit to deal with allegations of sexual harassment. Now, given the fact that there have been at least 6 alleged instances of sexual harassment in the Liberal Party that we know of, Kent Hare, Darshan Kang, Hunter Tutu, Claude-Eric Gagne, Scott Andrews, and Massimo Pichetti, it's quite possible the Liberals really do have that much of a problem with rape culture, or it could be that they're just considering literally everything to be sexual harassment. But either way, it's really, really bad for everyone involved. At the end of the day, the Liberals get to either be hypocrites or hyperbolic inflators, and I'll let them choose which one they want to be. And I'm learning that it's possibly time to be very, very skeptical of men who literally won't shut up about what feminists they are. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Did you know that I have my own show here on The Rebel? It's called The Gun Show, and we deal with issues facing Alberta and the rest of the entire country. To never miss an episode of my show and to get access to all of our amazing premium content, become a Rebel subscriber today.